Hello everyone and welcome to Snowboard Instructor Tour. Our student today is Jill. Let's have a look at her. As usual, feel free to pause the video, finish your analysis, and write your lesson plan in the comment section. If you like the training, consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and sharing it with your coworkers. So Jill, her goal is to keep improving her riding. We have it right there. For physical, she's been snowboarding for about a week. She practiced horse riding, and she's an adult woman. Psychological, doesn't look scared on her riding, so she may have an unconscious fear on her toe side. Usually when someone rush the toe side, like that using their hands and kind of counter rotation, that usually means they're a little bit scared of the toe side. But there could be other reason. So for the condition, the terrain, it looks like an intermediate to easy terrain. Looks like it's packed snow, not busy at all, just a few people, not too wide of a terrain, not very narrow, and there's good visibility. So for the equipment, the board looks a little bit big for her. Seems like it's a little bit the same size than her. She has a backpack. Doesn't look like it's full, it's not a big backpack. Shouldn't affect too much her riding. For my observation, I'm gonna use a Cassis skill system as usual. Feel free to use the one of your certification. Position and balance. On the toe side, she's heavily on the back foot. You can see the back foot is really bent compared to the front foot, and the hips is a lot more toward the back of the board. She's obviously twisted. Her upper body is facing front of the board, but she doesn't have forward angle, so she shouldn't be twisted that much on her body. On her heel side, she's a lot more on the front foot. You can see the hips are moved toward the front foot. The front legs is straight, back legs is at angle. She's a lot more aligned with the board, and her legs looks very stiff. So her legs fairly stiff, fairly straight on her heel side. During the whole run, she's actually stable on the board. didn't fall. She doesn't look like she's losing control or losing balance at all. So for pivot, on the toe side, she's using counter rotation mostly. We can see she initiates with her upper body. Then the board rotates towards the right of the screen, and the shoulder and the hands rotate towards the left of the screen. It's a counter rotation. If we look at the next one, same thing again. Upper body initiation to do a counter rotation. Upper and lower body rotate in different position. Same thing here again. And not as much here. My guess is the terrain gets a lot more mellow. Or the fact that there's not the guys around. There we go. Less upper body initiation. Which means it did less of a counter rotation. Again, small upper body rotation and then counter rotation. That's for toe side. If we look for the hillside, it's a lot more lower body because the upper body being already twisted, cannot do much with it. So she just lets the lower body catch up with the lower body. Have a look again. Since the counter rotation on toe side, the upper body for the hillside is already in the position which is already like turned. So she just let her lower body goes. It's more like a lower body rotation. Toe side, counter rotation, hillside, or like lower body. Pressure control. On the toe side, she's bending a little bit. She's trying to apply a little bit of pressure through bending. And on her heel side, she's extending the legs. You can see she's extending the legs, pushing the heels down. This is really the movement of pushing the heels down, which extend the legs in order to put pressure on the board. Doesn't look like she does any unweighting in between each turn. When she starts the next turn, there's not really much unweighting. Same thing here. Not really much unweighting. For the edging is effective fairly late. You can see this. Let's see. This is when the edging starts to be effective. So she's here, she's starting her edge. The edge is not doing anything. She's actually kind of side slipping on her toes. And boom, the edge is starting to be effective. She's starting to move forward with the board. On the heel side, same thing. The edge not super effective. You can see it's like a side slip. And boom, the edge start to be effective. And she start to move forward. It's a very, very late for the effectiveness of the edge. The edge change happen so right here, which is before the fall line on the toe side, and on the heel side, same thing. She's already on her heel side. If we can go a little bit before, just before the fall line, and this is mostly because the board is not going across the slope on her heel side, on the toe side. The edging is effective very late. The edge change is happening before the fall line. For timing and coordination, she's sliding a lot more past the fall line. I think we can see nicely here. If we can see a little bit the shape of the turn, but we can see that with that shape, she has very big track past the fall line. Same thing here, enormous tracks before the fall line. So she's sliding a lot more past the fall line. And obviously on the toe side, she's not going across the fall line. She's about 45 degrees down and she does a turn. Heel side fall line and toe side not past the fall line. Not across the fall line. That's it for my observation. For my instructor goal, we have a lot of options. Many things we could help her improve. It's only been a week of riding, so she's not super experienced. I would go for trying to improve the initiation of the toe side turn. I think this is really the biggest weak point on the riding, is that toe side turn. And the fact that she's rushing it through counter rotation in order to make it happen. So our idea is going to be to use the front knee and an ankle and the front ankle in order to make the toe side turn initiation happen and remove that counter rotation for that toe side. My exercise, first one will be kind of a static exercise. We will walk the turn without the board on an easier terrain, obviously, and probably at the bottom, so we're not in the middle of the piste. And the idea is to understand a nice, wrong, flowy turn and understand the body position. So to avoid having this position where on the toe side, looking and trying to see what's happening down the slope, we should be looking on the side of the piste and understanding that it's a nice round turn, either it's heel side or toe side, so there's no rushing that board around. For my active exercise, I'm gonna do garland, so going across, down and back across, same direction, and obviously an easier terrain. And we're gonna be focusing on the movement of using the front knee and ankle to initiate the turn. So we move our front knee and our toes, in that case, so the ankles to push the toes onto the snow in order to initiate the turn. So very similar to foot pedaling, but we do include the knee with it and we only focus on the front foot in order to get the initiation happening. At the same time, we'll do the garland. We will focus also on holding the jacket to block the upper body. I would usually make sure we bend the knees a lot, block the movement of the upper body, and only allow the movement of the lower body, as well as holding the jacket. So we go across the slope, start pushing the front toe, so the left toe on the snow, push that front knee also over that toes, like get us pointing down, and then just go back across. At some point, it will feel natural to just do the turn, and at that point, we will go toward our turning exercise, which is gonna be to be turning, taking our time, going slow. It's not about rushing, it's about doing good technical movements. And we're gonna be focusing on the initiation with the knee and the ankle while blocking the upper body. So same thing, trying to get a little bit smaller, holding the jacket and focusing on getting that front toe and that front knee moving over the toes in order to initiate the toe side turn. That's it for my lesson plan for Jill. I look forward to seeing your analysis and your lesson plan. There's many paths we can go through to help her. It's a very common issue we can see on our students. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.